Annyeonghaseyo, this is meowmurai. Let's check out 9 R.I.P. running on Nintendo Switch 2. Let's see. Okay, from the start.
ねえ、知ってる？
Hey, you've heard the stories, right?
カラン、カランと音色を立てて、落としてなくした自分を求めて、血の色に満ちた校舎の中をいつ果てるともなくさまよい歩く。刀を携えた殺人鬼カラカラさんの話を。
Kara.
そう、この成見ヶ浜高校に古くから伝わる有名な七不思議。
Narimangahana? Narimangahana? Narimahama? The town where the protagonist resides. A very beautiful town. Thanks to urban development, it's so convenient you only need to get on one train to get to the city. The local high school? Oh, Naraminga High. Narimiyaga? Narimigahama? Narimigahama? Oh, that's a lot. The local high school the protagonist attends. The campus is huge with main and sub-campuses. It's quite famous for its 7 wonders. It is occasionally featured on online forums.
校舎のすべての窓に夕日が差す黄昏時、女子生徒が一人で校舎に残っていると、どこからかカラカラ
Kara. The sound of his sword dragging on the ground.
でもね、その音が聞こえてきたら決して振り向いちゃいけないの。
Why?
もしも一度でも振り向いてしまったら、カラカラさんはこう尋ねてくる。
俺は何をした？
答えられなかったり、間違った答えを返したりしたら、手に持った刀を振るって、綺麗な紅の花を咲かせるんだって。
Alright, well, that's getting a copyright strike. As the setting sun casts a yellow glow over the classroom, a deathly silence fell upon us. We were the only two left in there. From the field outside, the shouts of the soccer team drifted in, faint as they echoed to our ears. My best friend, Saya Kahida, with eyes gleaming, leaned forward over her desk. Saya Kahida, the protagonist's childhood friend. At school, the two are basically inseparable. Normally bright and energetic, she can also be mentally unstable at times. She also wants to go to Saigin University with the protagonist. She loves the occult.
ね、怖いでしょ？怖いよね。
Yeah, a little bit, I guess. If he's asking what have I done, do you think that means he has amnesia?
そう言われてるんだけど、どうして記憶がないのかは語られないところなんだよね。ホラー話あるあるで考察して楽しむってわけ。ね、あなたならどう考える？
I don't know. I just feel bad for him. I mean, since he died, he's been wandering, searching for his memories. It's sad.
でも殺人鬼だよ。
Well, yeah, when you put it that way. You said it's one of the school's 7 wonders, but it doesn't really have anything to do with the school.
それには諸説あるんだよね。警察に追われていた連続殺人鬼が学校に逃げ込んだとか、あとは
Okay, I think we need to be able to see all the text. Her arms waved passionately as she spoke. I couldn't help but smile at her enthusiasm. I'd been friends with Sayaka for longer than I could remember. I just can't keep up with how much she's into all this occult stuff.
なあ、またそんな呆れた顔してる。少しは信じてくれてもいいのに。
Sorry. I guess I'm just preoccupied right now. Sayaka huffed and powdered her cheeks. I usually did a better job of playing along, but today... I pulled out the survey from inside my desk, and Sayaka's eyes gleamed with surprise.
まだ出してなかったんだ。提出は来週までだから時間はあるけど、何かあったの？
I just need a little more time to think.
考えたいって、聖銀大学が第一希望じゃないの？
It was, but I don't know. I'm just not sure anymore. At least that's how I feel now.
そんな。だってあなたのお母さん、進学は聖銀大学だっていつも言ってたし、あなたもそれに賛成してたじゃない。
Well, yeah, I guess, but
それじゃあ、あなたの希望はどこの学校なの？
it was September of my second year in high school, a time when all students looked toward their future, and my future stared blankly back at me. Just FYI, high school is 3 years instead of 4 years, like it is in the States. A blank sheet, void of any direction. What can I do? What do I want to do? I still had no answers to these questions.
ねえ、大丈夫？
Sorry, I just got lost in thought. I could at least write my name on the paper. Misa Isshiki. Yeah, that's fine. When I finished writing my name, I let out a small sigh. Only my name. Everything else was blank. My mom's been trying to get me to go to medical school at Seigen University for a while now, but I had no desire to do so. So much so that it became uncomfortable to talk with her these days. And so I merely stared at the blank paper.
まずい。私今日塾だった。
Sounds like you gotta go. I'll clean up and head out too.
一緒に帰る約束だったのにごめんね。お詫びに明日は引きずり鏡の話語ってあげるから楽しみにしてて。
No, you really don't have to do that.
それじゃまた明日。あ、もしカラカラって音がしても絶対振り向いちゃダメだからね。刀を持った血まみれの男に注意。
Katakata, the serial killer known as Katakata, is one of the 7 wonders of Naragiminahama High School, a supernatural being whose entire body is covered in blood. The story says that he drags his sword and wanders the halls. Rumor has it that if you sense someone behind you and turn to face him, you'll be slashed by his sword. A life as full of life as ever. I couldn't help but laugh as Sayaka dashed off in a hurry and placed the blank paper in my bag. Did I forget anything? I double-checked inside my desk and left. Whoa. Staring at the scene in front of me, I involuntarily let out a gasp. The walls, the floor, the ceiling. The whole hall was bathed in an eerie golden glow. It looked so different than usual.
校舎のすべての窓に夕日が差す黄昏時。女子生徒が一人で校舎に残っていると、どこからか聞こえてくるんだ。
A shiver ran down my spine. This is all thanks to Sayaka's stupid story. I shook my head to compose myself and began to walk slowly forward. Huh? I tried to move, but my legs froze. When I left the classroom, I was certain there was no one else in the halls. Or at least that's what I thought. But I was sure I felt a faint sigh brush past my ear and a cold chill envelop my body. Someone was with me. Someone behind me. I was convinced with every fiber of my being. No, I can't turn around. If what Sayaka said is true and I turn around now, I remain frozen for what felt like an eternity. I felt a faint breath across my cheek, and then, as though it were all a dream, it was gone. Fearfully, I turned around to see. Nothing. There was nobody there. No creepy ghost, no sword-wielding killers. And, at the same time, the golden twilight had faded, casting the halls into spreading darkness. I guess it was just my imagination. The words slipped out unintentionally. But what if there was a reply from the shadows? The thought filled me with unease. I need to head home. With my heart racing, I hurried out as fast as my legs would carry me. Prologue. Despite being spooked by every shadow and stranger I encountered along the way, I finally made it home safely. As I flung myself into the house, I realized my back was drenched in sweat.
Oh, okaeri, waga imoto!
Hi. A wave of relief washed over me when I saw my sister's face. Misa Isshiki, the protagonist's older sister, a reliable and strong-willed woman with an active personality, but the Isshiki sisters both have a tendency not to rely on others, for better or worse.
おい、そんな息切らしてどうしたんだ？まさか変質者でもいたか？
In a sense, maybe.
くそ野郎、私がとっ捕まえて。
Wait a minute. I grabbed her arm to stop her, but she moved with such force that she ended up dragging me.
止めるな！ あんたに怖い思いさせておいて野放しにできるかっての。
No, sorry, no, it's not like that. Saika told me a ghost story and it really creeped me out. That's why I ran home.
だってあんた変質者って。
Well, when I left school today, I just had this really creepy thing happen. That's why I answered like that. Saying it out loud, I felt even more embarrassed. Who in high school gets scared by ghost stories? I glanced over at my sister, who simply sighed.
まあ何もなくてよかったよ。ほら着替えてこい。
All right. Hey, is Mom home yet?
ああまだなんだよな。今日のシフトを見るにもう帰っていてもおかしくないんだけどな。
I see. Maybe there was an emergency? My mom worked as a nurse at the nearby university hospital, and the time she got home varied depending on her shift. Anyway, I should get changed. In my room, I changed out of my school clothes and started to organize my desk when the blank sheet from before fell to the floor. Ugh, yikes! I quickly picked up the paper and stashed it in a desk drawer. Truthfully, I hadn't mentioned the paper to my sister or Mom just yet. If I told my mom about it, she'd...
Misa, ちょっといいか?
Yeah, come in.
聞きたいことがあってさ、私の仕事のことなんだけど。店のレイアウト任されたから参考になるもんいろいろ調べてたんだよ。
It's your day off and you're thinking about work?
社畜ですから。っていうのは冗談で、仕事してる時が一番楽しいから休みでも考えちゃって。
That sounds just like you. So, what are your big plans for the store layout?
女子高生的には入り口にハイブランド品とセール品ならどっち置いた方がいいと思う?
Me? I'd prefer the sale items up front. I find it intimidating to walk into stores filled with expensive stuff.
ほうほう、なるほどね。サンキュー。参考にさせてもらうわ。
My sister nodded and began jotting something down on her phone. My sister worked as a store clerk at a chain apparel store that was popular with high school girls in the city. She always loved fashion and managed to turn that passion into a job. I often went to her for advice about clothes. In fact, she had helped me pick out the most of my wardrobe and cosmetics. But good for you. You said you wanted to try changing the layout of the store for some time.
実はこの間さ、私が任された秋物コーナーが評判良くて、試しにやらせるかって話になったんだ。これでまた一つ夢が叶ったってわけよ。
In that case, I'll come visit the store after you finish the redesign. I'm looking forward to seeing the new clothes you've got too.
任せとけって。そうだ、よかったらさやかも連れてこいよ。しばらく会ってないから会いたい。
Yeah, sure. Just as I was replying to my sister.
ちょっと翼、あまりミサを振り回さないでちょうだい。
I didn't know how long my mom had been listening, but I turned to see her standing in the doorway. Ayami Isshiki lost her husband early and has been raising her daughters single-handedly. Despite her gentle and calm nature, when it comes to her daughters' futures, she becomes rather stubborn and a little too opinionated. Welcome home, Mom. You're home late today.
ええ、ただいま。夕方から交代になるはずの人が休養で遅れてきてね。
My mom smiled brightly at me before glancing harshly at my sister.
この子は来年受験なのよ。あまり連れ回さないでちょうだい。
軽い息抜きぐらいいいじゃんか。受験シーズンつってもまだ高2だし、今から気張ってると息切れするって。
そう言って油断してると危ないのよ。早い子は高校1年生から受験に備えて勉強を始めていたりするんだから。
My mom then stared back at me, seeking reassurance. Well, I suppose. In fact, I had been studying to get accepted at Sain University for quite some time.
聖銀大学の医学部を目指してミサには頑張ってもらわないとね。
In response to my mom's proud smile, my sister just shrugged her shoulders.
まあ た始まった。ミサがそれでいいならいいけど、違うんならそれ無理強いだよ。
変なこと言わないでちょうだい。大学のことは前から話してきているんだから。
I'm sure part of the reason my mom wanted me to go to medical school was because she was a nurse, but I knew that wasn't the only reason. I had a feeling it also had to do with my father. Hey, is Daddy coming home late today too?
そうみたい。でも怒ったりしないであげてね。お父さん、人を助けるために頑張っているの。だから応援してあげよう。
Why is he helping people?
それはね、お医者様だからよ。
I was still in kindergarten when, so I didn't really understand, but I understood enough to know that I was proud of my father. But shortly after that, we found out that my father was very, very sick. He fought the disease for about a year before he passed away. That's when Mom started to change. It wasn't that her personality changed so much as she just became super focused on our education, wanting to raise us right by herself. At least that's what I always thought. And that's how all this talk about my future started. Your father was a wonderful doctor, you know. He was a truly great person. You should find a job where you can use your talents to help people. I can't think of a more rewarding career. You should become a doctor too. As a kid, I always just assumed my sister and I would go into medicine, but my sister was different. She had her own path that she wanted to pursue. It was hard, but she finally convinced our mom. Watching her from the sidelines, I was relieved to see that I didn't have to go into medicine, because I realized I didn't want to. But it's just too hard to tell her I don't want to go to Saigin University. But I knew I'd have to tell her eventually, so... Actually, Mom, there's something I have to talk to you about.
やだ、ご飯の支度がまだだったわ。急いで用意するわね。
それなら私が手伝うよ。
気持ちだけ受け取っておくわ。
遠慮しなくていいって。ほら、行こう行こう。ちょっとお願いだから台所に立たないで。あなたのお料理は最悪なんだから。
Whenever Tsubasa cooks, she creates an otherworldly item. Not only is it horrible visually, the taste is purely abominable. As the two of them scurried out of the room, all I could do was sigh. I couldn't tell her. That would have been the perfect moment, too. After we all had dinner, we sat down to watch some TV together, and then each took a bath. Before I knew it, it was 11 p.m. I changed into my pajamas and plopped down onto the bed. The soft mattress cradled me. I rolled over and stared up at the ceiling, sighing with exhaustion. I feel even more tired than usual today. I couldn't believe exams were already coming up. At school, the teachers were more passionate than ever. The students were all planning to go to college or take over their families' businesses. Even during breaks, everyone seemed to talk exclusively about their careers. They're all so eager. I knew that wasn't the only reason I felt so tired. A shiver coursed through me, and I snuggled deeper under the blankets. What happened in the hall? It wasn't real. My vision faded to black, and the embrace of sleep welcomed me. Then, just as I had drifted off, a sudden ringing startled me awake.
ミサさん、
Misa. Huh?
もうすぐです。もうすぐあなたを
It won't be long now. Not long until you.
闇へ誘う準備が整います。
Until I invite you into the darkness. What is this voice?
暗闇に落ちても恐れず立ち向かって。あなたには乗り越える力があるのだから。信じています、ミサさん。
I was so scared, I almost couldn't breathe. I stayed still, unable to move. The voice, it stopped. A mysterious voice heard in the protagonist's head while alone in her room. Was it a real voice or merely a dream? My heart thumped loudly in my chest. I wanted to throw off the blanket and run, but what should I do? I'm too scared to move. The next morning, I'm heading out. I waved casually to my neighbors as I moved through the calm morning air. I tried to act normal, but... What was that voice last night? I definitely heard it, right? When did I fall asleep? When I came to, it was morning. My thoughts raced as I tried to determine if I really heard that voice, or if it was just some kind of dream. It's you, Sayaka. Don't scare me like that. What? Good morning.
おはよう。昨日は約束してたのにごめんね。塾にはギリギリ間に合ったよ。
Oh, well, I'm glad you made it.
で、どう？進路のプリントは書けた？
No, I'm still thinking it over. I'll look into it after school. You're planning to go to Science University, right, Sayaka? Must be nice to have things all figured out. What?
別に何でもない。そうだ、私も放課後付き合うよ。今日は塾もないし、暇なんだ。
Huh? Nah, I don't want to trouble you. You should enjoy your time off.
そんなことないよ。
Sayaka's refusal was so strong it caused me to stop dead in my tracks.
暇だなんて思わないし、あなたに合う学校を探す手伝いがしたいなって。
I was happy to hear Sayaka's words, but... Thanks, but I think this is something I need to figure out on my own. This is my future, and if I don't decide for it myself, well, that defeats the whole point. I'll be sure to let you know when I make a decision. Seeing Sayaka look so worried, I tried to change the subject to cheer her up. Ah, right. You're going to tell me another ghost story, right? Something about a mirror?
引きずり鏡ね。
She still seemed preoccupied, and though I managed to change the subject, it didn't quite get a smile out of her.
それよりも今一番熱いのは神隠しなんだよ。
There we go. That's the Sayaka I know and love. Spirited away? You mean like someone vanishing without a trace?
それ。伝承は全国にあるんだけど。
Sayaka opened up the memo app on her phone and thrust it in front of me. Spirited away, red-faced goblin, witch. There were many strange terms on the screen I'd never seen before.
こういう各地の伝承と同じようにね、成見ヶ浜も昔から神隠しが多い土地って言われてるんだよ。何しろ行方不明者が全国平均の 1.9 倍。特に大きい事件は戦後の1949年。なんと7人も神隠しにあったとかで、これは当時の新聞欄を賑わせて。
I had certainly found a topic to fire her up. Maybe I should have chosen something else.
ねえ、ちゃんと聞いてる？
Huh? Oh, yeah, for sure. That part about 7 people disappearing, right?
今はその部分じゃない。精神的に参っていたり、大きな悩みを抱えている人が神隠しに遭いやすいってところ。
Spirited away. Across the world, legends tell of people disappearing or being spirited away, and Nanimingahama is no exception. Those who are the victims of such disappearances are said to be mentally stressed. Oh, I completely missed that.
あなたは大丈夫？大きな悩み抱えてない？
Her words took me by surprise. I'll be fine. I don't really believe in any of that stuff anyway.
もうノリが悪いんだからな。
It was the truth, though. I didn't believe it. Well, maybe just a tiny bit. Somewhere deep inside. A struggle, huh? I was skeptical, but I couldn't ignore the fact that I was indeed confused and struggling to find a path forward.
じゃあこういうのはどう？学校の七不思議をすべて起こすと神隠しに遭う。
Oh, I haven't heard that one. Is it a local legend, too? Which school is it about?
これはネットにあったものでね。どこっていう場所は載ってなくてさ。
Leaning in closer, Sayaka's face was nearly touching mine.
七不思議はこの現実世界にはありえないもの。だからそれをすべて起こすと境界線が揺らぐ。気づけば辺りは赤に染まり、この世のものではない景色が広がって、そうなれば最後はもう元の世界へは戻れない。永遠に赤の世の住民になってしまう。
Instinctively, I gulped.
っていう噂があるから今度一緒にやってみようね。
I'd rather not, thanks. I finished classes, same as any other day. After school, I found myself in the classroom alone, putting away my things. Well, I guess now's the time to decide what I want to do with the rest of my life. And so I made up my mind to talk with my sister, Tsubasa, check some materials in the library, escape reality with something delicious. Well, I want to talk to my sister, Tsubasa. I took out my phone and sent a message to my sister. Are you coming home late today? She read it right away. I'll be heading home soon. Want me to pick up something? No, actually, I was hoping to talk. Do you have time? Okay, how about we meet near the station? Thanks, I'll let you know when I get there. Good, I'll head to the station.
よっ、お疲れ。
Not too bad. Sorry, I know you must be tired from work.
水臭いこと言うなって。あんたが相談してくるなんて珍しいから、ちょっと嬉しいかも。
Look at this outfit she's in. My goodness.
いつも頼ってくれないから少し。いや、結構寂しいんだぞ。
I had no idea she felt that way. It made me feel a little sad.
それじゃ、どっか入るか。喫茶店でいい？
Nah, I'm okay with just a walk. I want to head home right now after we talk. I knew Mom would be there, and I didn't want to miss my chance, like yesterday. My sister nodded, and we started walking. After our talk, we found ourselves at the beach.
進路のプリントね。懐かしい響きだな。ってことは、やっぱり母さんのあれは勘違いってことか。
Yeah. All my classmates seemed so certain about their futures. I'm sure there are others who don't know exactly what they want to study or what kind of job they want, but I don't even know if I want to go to college, and it's really stressing me out. Sis, what do you think I should do? Where should I go? My sister gazed at me thoughtfully for a while before she spoke.
進路を決めるよりも先に母さんを説得するのがいいんじゃないかな。だって母さんがあんな調子じゃ落ち着いて悩むこともできないだろ。
Yeah, you might be right about that.
そうかもじゃなくて、そうなんだよ。あんたの顔、今もだけど、昨日もひどかったぞ。
Wait, seriously?
うん、そんなに。母さんが成銀大の話したとき、こんな顔してたぞ。
As she spoke, my sister smushed her hands against her face and pulled the skin down in a drooping motion. I couldn't help but laugh. Hey, quit joking around.
あんたが沈んだ顔してると笑わせたくなっちゃうんだよね。だって愛しの妹には笑っていてほしいじゃん。
Sis. Her concern warmed my heart, but I also felt guilty for worrying her.
でも安心した。あんた小さい時から他人を気にして自分のことは後回しだったから、進路も無理して母さんに合わせるんじゃないかって心配だったんだ。
She was exactly right. I had been trying to convince myself to go along with what my mom wanted. I also knew that with all these worries, I was in no place to make a decision yet. Back when you decided what you wanted to do, how did you convince Mom?
ああ、あれか。母さんとめちゃくちゃ揉めたな。
I seem to remember some of that as well.
アパレル業界なんてやめときなさい。私はあなたにもっと人を救うようなそんな生き方をしてほしいのよ。
Whenever my sister talked about her future, my mom would always respond with disgust. Eventually, though, she gave up. Now she doesn't talk like that anymore.
私の時はさ、力技みたいなもんだったよ。服飾の専門学校のパンフレットを母さんのベッドやカバン、ありとあらゆるところに忍ばせたな。あとスマホのメッセージに服飾への熱い思いを毎日10回以上送ってみたりもしたっけ。
Wow, really? She did all that?
もう立ち向かうしかなかったからさ。ノイローゼになるんじゃないかってくらい母さんにアピールしたんだよね。そうしたらこうよ。
She then tapped her chest with pride. That's so like you, sis.
あんだけ熱烈アピールしたから医学部へ行かせても真面目に学ばないって分かったんじゃない？
Yeah, I guess if she thought that, she'd see the whole thing as a waste of time. I understood how my sister managed to convince our mom, but I knew I couldn't act like that. After all, I still didn't know what I wanted to do in the first place.
後に残ったあんたには申し訳なく思ってる。私の時より当たりが強いからさ。
Don't worry, it's not your fault. My sister merely stared back at me, a bitter smile on her face. I had a feeling there was nothing I could say. Do you ever think Mom is like this because of, what happened with Dad? My sister nodded back at me.
父さんのような人になってほしいんだろうね。立派な医者にさ。母さんは多分父さんのことを。
What? When it comes to Dad, what?
いや、なんでもない。
I wonder what she was going to say. My sister always spoke her mind. It was odd to hear her pull back like that.
母さんを説得するのは私も手伝うから。いや、手伝わせてほしい。
That's okay. I think I need to do this on my own.
またそうやって一人で抱え込んで。
No, I won't. Besides, you've got enough to worry about with your job, right? By the way, I'm looking forward to seeing the new store layout. From inside my pocket, my phone began to ring, interrupting our conversation. I quickly took out my phone to see that it was a message from my mom. She's asking what time I'll be home. I guess we should head back.
そうだな。なあ、母さんの説得だけど、難しかったらちゃんと言えよ。
Right, thanks. I've just got to do my best. I did my best to put on a smile, but the concerned frown on my sister's face remained unchanged. I knew it would be hard to convince my mom on my own, but I was determined to do my best. This was my future, after all, and I couldn't rely on my sister for something like this. As we walked home, the area around us grew dark. With the two of us alone, we engaged in idle conversation.
そういえばあんた、昨日焦って帰ってきたじゃん。さやかに怪談話を聞いたとかなんとか。あれ、どんな怪談話だったんだよ。
That was another topic I wasn't exactly eager to discuss. I was still a little spooked by everything that happened yesterday. But knowing my sister, if I try to brush her off now, she'll just keep bringing it up. It was about the 7 wonders at our school. One of those is about a ghost named Katakata.
ああ、それなら知ってる。 殺人鬼の男の話だろ？切り殺されるっていうやつ。
My sister had also gone to Narigamahama High School, so it made sense she would know these stories too.
あんなの怖いうちに入らないって。それよりも引きずり鏡とか保健室の少女の方が怖くない？
Girl in the nurse's office, one of Narigamahama's high school 7 wonders, a spirit who kindly approaches you when you're sleeping in the nurse's office. If you let your guard down and listen to her, it is rumored she will take you to the world of the dead. I had heard the girl in the nurse's office story from Sayaka before, but since I hardly ever went to the nurse's office, that one didn't really bother me much. I haven't heard of the grasp of the mirror one. I ended up immediately regretting what I said. I looked at my sister walking beside me and found her face lit up with excitement. Now I've done it.
まあ、なんてことないって。1階と2階の間、階段の踊り場があるだろ？そこの壁の全身鏡が引きずり鏡。
Yeah, I pass it by all the time.
大丈夫だって。鏡に手を触れなければな。
What happens if you touch the mirror?
タイトル通りになるってこと。鏡の中から手が出てきて引きずられて終了。昔、成見ヶ浜高校に通っていた生徒があの辺りで自殺したらしいんだよね。確かいじめが原因だったかな。それでなんだっけ。とりあえず階段の2階に縄くくって1回めがけてダイブしてだったか。
Alright, that's enough. If you can't get the details down, it's not scary at all. Unlike Sayaka's ghost stories, my sister's story was vague and full of ums and I thinks. When it comes to ghost stories, Sayaka's really are the best. It made sense given how into the occult Sayaka was. Well, either way, when I go by the mirror tomorrow, I'll just be extra careful. Grasp of the Mirror, one of Narigamahama's high school 7 wonders. A ghost that resides in the full-length mirror on the central staircase landing. If you touch the mirror, you supposedly get dragged in. The next day, I took the survey I had in my bag and placed it inside a drawer in my desk. All that was written on it was my name. Fearing my mother might catch me working on it, I couldn't concentrate.
あ、はよ。今朝は早かったんだね。
Morning. Yeah, I've got some things to take care of. I've been trying to find the right time to talk to my mom about everything, but I couldn't find the right moment. I woke up early today to try and talk with her about it then, but she had already left for work. I finally made up my mind to talk with her, and it still didn't work out.
おーい、大丈夫？
Sorry, I'm kind of spaced out.
もう仕方ないな。
As she groaned, Sayaka searched inside her bag and placed an energy drink on my desk.
これでも飲んで、シャキッとしな。
Thanks. Sayaka stared back at me with a bitter smile on her face.
何かあって話したいならいつでも相談に乗るからね。
With that, Sayaka returned to her seat. I'm afraid that won't work this time. I didn't even have the courage to talk to her about all this. Before I knew it, the final bell had rung, and school was out for the day. Getting ready to head home, I took my books out of my desk and found the blank sheet of paper where I was supposed to write about my future. Maybe I should write Saigen University and just be done with it. As the thought entered my mind, I felt a sharp ringing in my ear.
探しましょう。
Huh? I quickly looked around the classroom, but there was no one else there. There's nobody here. Where had everybody gone? There were so many people here just a while ago. So many strange things had been happening to me. I felt dazed and my muscles felt cold. Maybe I should go see a doctor or something.
探しましょう。あなたの道を。
This time I heard it clear as day. There it is again, that voice. Who are you? I called out to the empty room.
僕は
あなたを闇へ誘うもの。これから先は困難しかありません。でもどうか諦めないで。前を向ければ必ず見つかります。あなただけの道が。
The moment the voice stopped, my eyes got all blurry and my head shook. Then, all at once, my world went dark. I put my elbows on the desk and laid my head down. Then, the survey from before, it was totally blank. Wait a minute. This is the survey, right? Suddenly, my pocket began to vibrate and I jolted in response. Huh? It's just my phone? I took up my phone and saw Mom displayed on the screen. Hello? Hearing my mom's voice coming from the speaker, I began to calm down a bit. Sorry. Yes, I can. Class just ended and I'm still in the classroom. What's up? Ah. If I'm gonna tell her, now's the time. The truth is, My voice was shaking, but I continued. The truth is, I don't want to go to Saigon University. I actually said it. However, the tension within me did not ease. I was still scared of what my mother would say. Huh? Well, I haven't exactly decided if I even want to go to college, but I plan on trying to figure everything out soon. I had never expected my mother to take the news so well. Why didn't I talk to her earlier? I just told you, I haven't decided if I want to go to school or start work. I still don't know what I really want to do. Wait a minute. You can't just ignore how I feel about this. Why is she being so judgmental? Wait, please listen to me. Why? Feeling totally numb, I hung up the phone. I stared down, stupefied at the call log, and noticed just how short our conversation had been. My mother wasn't a bad person. I knew she loved me, and she always did such a good job taking care of me. But I feel like she's not interested in seeing me for who I really am. I often felt like my mother wasn't looking at me, but past me. I knew that if I went against my mother here, if I try to find my own way, I'll only disappoint her. I might as well just go to Saigon. Then, just as I felt the tears welling up slowly in my eyes, a bright white light opened up before my eyes. Huh? I closed my eyes and was surrounded by a terrifying darkness, and my consciousness sank deeper and deeper. School Ghost Stories, Chapter 1.
Misa ったら起きなさい。
Okay, well, why don't we stop it there? This is meowmurai. You've been watching 9 R.I.P. Running on Nintendo Switch 2. Yeah, I mean, this game is on sale right now. It's normally $50 and it's down to $20. So far, it's very well written, and I do like the theming. It's kind of what I've been looking for a while now, before ISA gets released. It's like a little bit of a horror visual novel to play, just to sort of get us in the mood before that game gets released in about 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, it's high quality stuff, so definitely check it out if you're into horror visual novels. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.